morning, everybody. Crafting Journey here. That Journey Chick on Instagram. I've been up since 5:30. I don't know why. For some reason, that's when I set my alarm today. Why did I do that? I have no idea. No, I am not wearing the sling. Does it hurt? Yeah, it does. I'm going to put it on before I go to work. Yeah, brushing my hair is like a little bit of a challenge. Yeah, but I have an appointment Friday morning. Just, maybe for a cortisone shot. Look, don't be a basic witch. Yep. Coffee. Let's get out our journal, our planner for October. I did not do any uploads yesterday. Didn't pay any bills because that will happen on Friday. But today is National Brandied Fruit Day. Now, I had never heard of this, ever. I've never done this. No one in my family's ever done it. I don't even think I've tried it, but we're going to talk about it. And then the day in history is not that. Wow. Oh, I remember. Okay, I remember. Alrighty. Guess what day it is? Wednesday. Gotta go to work. Work. Gotta go to work. Work. Yeah, gotta go into the office. Boss is out of town. She's at a resort in the Carolinas, I think. Hilton Head? Is that South Carolina? That's where she's at. How nice. The guys are playing golf. I don't know what the women are doing. I would be playing golf with the guys. Yeah. Look, I put my diamond painting drills sticker in there. I just thought it was, hey, it's a sticker. Let's be cute about it. There we have it. Okay. What else is going on? Okay, let's do some diamond painting, or I'm never going to get this thing done, right? It's never going to get done. Where's the magnet for this? Never going to get done. Over here. There we go. Never going to get done. Here we got a pen. We got some drills. Oh, ow. All right. We'll try it left-handed. Let's smudge in the tray. Okay. Probably should have gone with the dark tray for this, but that's okay. I got pink in a pink tray. Let's talk about brandied fruit. What do we know about brandied fruit? Well, according to what I read, you can take any kind of fruit except banana is not recommended because banana is going to get mushy, but like pears, berries, apples, grapes, whatever you can think of. Put it in like a canning jar and then now you don't want to seal it with hot water or anything like that. You don't need a hot water bath or anything like that. You just need to cover it in brandy. The brandy is going to preserve it. And leave it in a cool place for, I'm having a hard time seeing this. A light pad would probably cure that, wouldn't it? Let's turn it on, shall we? So you leave it in a cool place for a month or so in the brandy, and it preserves the fruit. And then you can, when you want to go to eat it, you can put it over ice cream or bread pudding or anything. It sounds like something I would like to try. Y'all want to try it with me? Yeah, I know. We haven't developed iPads, or the Apple hasn't come out with Taste-O-Vision yet, but when it does, we're all going to do the yums together, the yum boxes together, and we'll try this brandied fruit. I'm going to do it in the form of fruitcake. You know, it's the same concept. I'm going to make a fruitcake on payday. I'm going to get all the stuff to make a fruitcake because I have to wait till payday because fruitcake is very expensive to make because you have to get the fruit, the dried fruit, and then you have to get all of the ingredients, including the brandy. So you make the, and it's, I do like a Williamsburg fruitcake. I have an old recipe out of an old book, like the cover's torn off this recipe book. I've had it for probably about 40 years. I've had this recipe book. So I make this Williamsburg fruitcake, and then I'll cover it, and then you take it out like every week or so, and you brush it with some brandy, and then you cover it back up. And you make it about a month or month and a half ahead of when you want to use it. Now, most people, they're like, oh, fruitcake, I don't like fruitcake. I love this because it is so delicious. It's moist, it's full of brandy. It's not like the little, now Claxton fruitcake, if you buy that, I love Claxton fruitcake. Made in Georgia. I had a friend who had relatives in Claxton, and every time she would go to Claxton, Georgia, or I don't know if that's a town. Every time she would go to Georgia, she would bring me back some Claxton fruitcake. Not the dark. I like the light. Oh, so good. Yeah, but I'm going to make sure I put lots of dried cherries in mine, lots of nuts. Do y'all like fruitcake? Raise your hands. Show of hands. You know who doesn't like fruitcake? The like button. Don't forget to hit the like button. And then send him a dark fruitcake. Tell him that that's your Christmas present. Yep. And don't forget to subscribe. If you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode of Crafting and Crime Daily, in which I jibber jabber for the first 10 minutes and then I talk about true crime, either in the form of covering a live trial. And you guys know there's 3 trials out there. I'm waiting to start. Nicholas Cruz, that jury's being selected. Ahmaud Arbery, the jury's being selected, and what's the other guy's name? Markeith Lloyd. That jury's being selected. So whichever one starts first. The one I really want to cover is the Ahmaud Arbery, where the 3 men are on trial for chasing this man down. He was jogging, and they chased him down because they had some neighborhood burglaries, and they thought, oh, this must be the guy. And they chased him down, and he died. I think that's going to be a really interesting case. Well, they're all going to be interesting because Markeith Lloyd is representing himself with the assistance of counsel, but he's representing himself. That should be a good one. Oh, look at me painting right-handed. See, it only hurts, my shoulder only hurts if I move it in a certain direction. And I go slow with it. If I go slow with it, I'm okay. And I don't do anything for an extended period of time. I don't know. You know, maybe by Friday, when I have the doctor's appointment, it'll be cured. It'll be gone completely. This is why I make doctor's appointments. Because it heals quicker when you make a doctor's appointment. For sure. Yes, for sure. So y'all gonna try some of my fruitcake? I wonder if my sister likes fruitcake. I didn't even ask her. I love it. I love it. I love it. I used to make it, you know, when I was raising the kids, you know, when I had my husband and I were together. Every fall, I would make this fruitcake and I would cover it and I would, you know, like a towel, tea towel, you cover it with tea towel. And then I would soak it with the brandy every week or so. And my husband loved it. The kids loved it. I think they loved it. I don't know. I don't remember. I loved it. So my husband and I ate the fruitcake. Do I look like a fruitcake lover? Like big shoulders, you know? Hey, I like fruitcake. You know what I bought the other day? Cupcakes. Remember it was National Chocolate Cupcake Day? I bought some. Dillon's. I shop at Dillon's and Walmart. But both of them, you know, alternately, but every now I like to go into Dillon's to get to the bakery to get some whole grain fresh bread. I like that. So we went in there to get some bread and some stuff to make chili, my sister and they had these cupcakes, chocolate, they were Halloween cupcakes, and they had little spiders on top, and then the other one, a little ghost, like a ghost ring, like if you're a little kid, you could put the ring on, you know. So good with like a whipped topping, and they were on sale for $5. I'm like, okay, let's get them, Jean. So we get them. So I take one of the spiders, the plastic spider, before she wakes up yesterday. I take the plastic spider that had been on one of the cupcakes and I wash it off and I put it on top of the remote control, because I know that's the first thing she does in the morning. One of the first things, you know, is she turns the TV on. She's not necessarily watching it, but she always has the TV on. I'm not that kind of person, but she is. She has to have the TV on. So I put it on the remote control, and I have my iPad set up. Like I look like I'm doing something on the iPad, but I'm set to record because I want to see her jump when she sees this spider, a little black spider. So I'm sitting there and I'm waiting and I'm waiting, and so she sits down in her chair, and the dogs are coming and the cats are coming, and she's handing out treats. So I hit record because I know any second she's going to reach for that remote control. So she looks over, and she looks at, and then she looks at me, and then she looks over, and she goes, she picks up the remote control. I'm like, wait a minute, you're not scared of the spider? She's like, it's clearly a plastic spider, Rebecca. Was not the reaction I had hoped for. She's like, it's clearly a plastic spider. See, my sister's not a morning person. She just looks at it, looks at me. I was hoping she would like jump 10 feet in the air. It didn't happen. Oh well. All right, let me tell you a spooky story. Now, I have to get my spooky story voice on it. My sister said I'm too happy when I tell the spooky stories, so I have to be not so happy. Okay, let me get the serious face on. Let's talk about a scary story. Oh my gosh. So this guy named Nathan, he's visiting his mother. She has an apartment, and she has her room, and she has a guest room. So he's there for, you know, a week or so, and the last night of his visit, he's sound asleep, and something wakes him up, and when he wakes up, he's paralyzed. He cannot move any of his body. Nothing. So he's like, he's a very skeptical guy. He's like, this must be sleep paralysis. I didn't think it really existed, but I can't move anything. And like, he's looking around with his eyes, and he doesn't see anything, and he's looking around and he can't move his head, and he looks over he kind of lifts his head a little bit, and he looks over in the corner of the room where there's a table and chair. There's a woman standing here, yeah, and she's got this veil on, like almost like a scarf, and it's covering her face, and she starts coming towards his bed. Now he's paralyzed. He can't do anything. And he sees her, and he's like, can't even scream. He's paralyzed. So he's just watching her with his eyes, and she's come closer and closer, and she leans over the bed. Then she gets in the bed, and she climbs on top of his chest. So now he screams. He's like, ah! So mom comes running in the room. What's going on? And now and all of a sudden the paralysis is gone. He's fine. Now, he doesn't want to tell his mom this story, you know, because like, she's not going to believe me. So he's like, no, I'm fine. She's like, can I get you some water? Are you okay? He's like, no, it's just a bad dream. I had a bad dream. So he leaves the next day. This was the last night of his visit anyway. He leaves the next day. A month or so later, he's at a family function, and he and his sister get to talking. And about an hour into their conversation, he feels comfortable enough to mention, you know, hey, you know, I was at mom's house and this weirdest thing happened to me. I woke up and had sleep paralysis. And before he can even tell her any other part of the story, his sister goes, Oh my God, the same thing happened to me. I was at Mom's house. Something woke me up. I was completely paralyzed, sleep paralysis. I'm thinking it's sleep paralysis. And this woman, I see this woman, and she's in the corner of the room, and she comes towards me, and she leans over my bed, and then she climbs into the bed and gets on top of me. And I start screaming, and she leaves, and the paralysis goes away. So now they're comparing notes, and they're like, oh my God, that's so weird, and they're trying to figure it out, and they don't know what's going on. They don't want to tell Mom because, you know, they don't want to scare her. So Mom, in the next few months, she decides she's moving. She gets a house. She leaves the apartment. She moves into this house. So her son goes to visit her one week. He decides, I'm going to go visit Mom. She's in a new house, so maybe this ghost is gone. So there's a master bedroom that Mom stays in. Down this hallway, there's a master bedroom. Across from the master bedroom is the guest room. It sort of mirrors the master bedroom. So he's staying in the master bedroom, and it's the same setup as the apartment, the same bed, same, you know, it's angled the same way towards the door. So he goes to sleep, wakes up during the night, and he's paralyzed from the neck down. He can't move. And he's like looking around the room, and he had fallen asleep watching TV. So all of a sudden the TV starts doing this really weird thing, and he looks over and he looks at the TV, and it looks like a CCTV, like a closed caption, or not a closed caption, but one of those surveillance cameras. And he's thinking, oh, Mom has surveillance set up in the house, and that's kind of weird. So the camera is angled at the kitchen, so he's paralyzed, but he's watching the TV, and he's looking at the camera on the TV, and it's focused on the kitchen, and he sees the same woman, and she's wearing the same scarf around her head, and she comes towards the camera, and she looks right in the camera, and the TV goes off. So he is like so spooked. Then she comes into the room. She comes towards him. She climbs, she leans over the bed. He's still paralyzed. She gets in the bed. She gets on top of him, and he screams. So here comes Mom running into the room. What's going on? So instead of saying, you know, I had a bad dream, he's like, you know, let's go downstairs. Let's have a cup of coffee, you know. So they go downstairs. They're in the kitchen. There's nothing in the kitchen. Additionally, you know, he had heard a lot of rustling, banging noise downstairs before he saw the woman come back to his room. So the mom says, you know, I heard that banging noise too. Was that you? And he's like, no, Mom, it wasn't me. And then he tells her this story, and he says, you know, my sister experienced this too. And the mom says, you know, I've seen this woman too. She comes to my room. I'm paralyzed. She gets into the bed and stands on my chest. So they're comparing notes. So they could never figure it out. They never figured it out. But after that night, they never saw her again. After he speaks to his mother about it, they never saw this woman again. No one ever sees this woman again. Where did she come from? Interesting, huh? Well, now back to my cheerful self. Was that scary enough for you? Okay. God, I'm so sorry. Boo! I would be terrible at a campfire. You know, those campfire stories. You're like, Rebecca, next, let the next person tell the story. Yep. I really should be doing this with my left hand. Yeah, let's switch to left hand. I'm not comfortable with the right hand. It's hurting. Oh, well. Poor Nathan, right? Can you imagine you wake up and you're paralyzed and there's a ghost coming towards you? Holy moly. I probably would have run out of that house screaming, you know, after the paralysis ended. Mom, I'm out of here. Don't ask me to stay here again. But it's interesting that the ghost followed her when she moved. I wonder if she had any dead sisters or something. I don't know. Okay, have you ever seen a ghost? I have not ever seen a ghost. I don't think no. I mean, wouldn't I remember that? No, no ghosts. I've never had a paranormal experience where I've seen something that's not there. Have you guys had a paranormal experience? I would love to hear about it. And you can write as much as you want in the comment. I've had people write 4 or 5 paragraphs in the comments. Tell me if you've had a paranormal experience, and I'll read it for the other subscribers. I haven't, and I've been, camping in the woods, and well, when I go camping, it's more like glamping. I gotta have a TV. I gotta have electricity. Even if I'm in a tent, well, maybe not a TV. No, I can watch my iPad. Yeah, I have to have cell phone service so I can watch my iPad. So, yeah, I'm just a creature of habit. Yep. I do like camping, though. I enjoy camping. But there's a lot of paranormal activity associated with people that go camping, out in the woods. And I don't know why that is. Like, they see things and hear things. I don't know why it's more likely when you're in the woods, but yeah. Or at your mother's house. I'm just thinking. Now, I won't say it. We're not going to get into talk about my mother. That's a whole nother ghost story in itself. All right, let's talk about this day in history. I can't wait for the true crime to come back, for somebody to start a trial. Come on, somebody get your jury picked, and I don't know why it's taking so long to pick a daggum jury. Just pick the jury. Yeah. So on this day in history, 1977, I was 17 years old at the end of 1977, because my birthday's in December. So I was probably 16. I was 16 when this happened. October 20th, 1977. Leonard Skinner gets into a plane crash. Now, and 3 members did not survive. 3 members of the band, including Ronnie Van Zant. Oh my God, died in this plane crash. But what's interesting about this is this plane that they were on, it was a Convair 240. It was operated out of Texas. So Aerosmith, the band Aerosmith, Steven Tyler, they were going to take this plane, and there was something they didn't like about this flight crew, and they're like, nah, we're going to pass. We'll go on to the next one. So they didn't take this plane. So here comes Leonard Skinner, and they decide, okay, we're going to take this plane. So the plane leaves Greenville, South Carolina. They were on their way to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and they're running out of gas. How did this pilot not know he didn't have enough gas? I don't know. And the crew was blamed for this crash. So they're running out of gas. He's radioing in for an emergency landing, and he's trying to make an emergency landing. He lands in southeastern Mississippi, and 20 people survived. I think 20 people survived. But Ronnie Van Zant, Steve Gaines, and Cassie Gaines do not survive. And they were band members. There was another member, the band's assistant road manager. He passed away as well. But there was 20 people that survived the crash. Now, I loved Leonard Skinner. Do you know they were named after a gymnasium? Their high school gymnasium was named after a person called Leonard Skinner, S-K-I-N-N-E-R, Leonard Skinner. So they went through a whole bunch of names, and then they finally landed on this name, and they redid the spelling and called themselves Leonard Skinner. But what the most fascinating song, and to this day, I think it's probably one of the best songs ever, Freebird. Oh my God, Freebird. I can't sing. I don't want to ruin it, but oh, yeah, da, da. Yeah. I love that song. It's really long, but and when they start jamming at the end, oh my God. And it just gets faster and faster, you know. That is the best song ever. If you're young and you subscribe to my channel, you have to go listen to Freebird. That is the best song ever. I'd play it for you, but I'd get a copyright strike. Now, years after this plane crash, Leonard Skinner, you know, was still touring. They replaced the band members that were deceased, and they continued touring. And I did see them in concert. And it was fabulous. I saw them in, where were they? It was in South Florida, in the, I don't know what they call it at a time. The name always changes it, but it was the large center where they do the hockey, the professional hockey, you know, and they also do concerts. So I saw them there, and oh, they were so good. I think I ran into my sister at the same concert. I think she was there too. But oh, it was such a good concert, and fabulous band. They had other really good hits. What were their other hits? I mean, Freebird's the one that sticks out for me. Oh, Sweet Home Alabama. Sweet Home Alabama. Yeah, these guys were not from Alabama. They were from Jacksonville, Florida. And if you know anything about Jacksonville, Florida, it's kind of an armpit, you know, Florida. It's, you know, it's not the best place in the world to live. I lived there, we lived there for a few years when I was younger. We lived in Jacksonville. And I think my mother hated it there. Yep. And we had this huge piece of property, and my father he had a big vegetable garden out back. But the school that they were going to send, that I was going to have to go to, my mom did not want me to go to this school, so we ended up moving. I don't remember where we moved to. Somewhere near Daytona Beach. I lived in Florida for many years, many years. But I got to tell you, I love it here in Kansas. I really do. Way better than Florida. Yep. It's quiet. Like right now, if I don't say anything and it's absolutely quiet, you can hear the birds chirping. Well, that was me belching. No, there are birds chirping. That was terrible timing on my part. It's the chili I ate last night. Oh my God. So, it is time for me to pack my bag and go to work. Gotta go to work. Work. Maybe I'll stop at the donut shop today. Because that's what I need. More fat food, right? Donuts. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to have a donut. I think so. That sounds delicious. All right, guys. That's the show for today. I hope you enjoyed the scary story. I will have another story for you tomorrow because everybody's selecting a jury. But I'll come up with a good story for you. Another Halloween haunted story. Bye. I love you all.